she didn't believe anything I said. He came and showed me half a toasted bagel scooped out. And so I let her know that that's what he came. And she said, great. Okay. Only like 5 million women scoop out their bagel. 4 days later, I get a call from her. You're not going to believe this. She said, I went to visit with my daughter, his parents, the husband who committed suicide. And the father said, I invented a product. And he goes, I'm going to show you the prototype. She goes, okay. He said, do you know what it is? She said, I have no idea. He said, it's a bagel scooper. Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
she fell over, the parents
Come
fell
on.
over. And so I know when they come in the middle of the night, it's good.
Welcome to The Reluctant Medium, where we cover the gamut of out there conversations. With an open mind and a curious heart, we want to talk about it all. From psychic phenomena and energy medicine to beings from other star systems and out-of-body experiences. You'll find a great balance between grounded science-backed topics and others that science hasn't quite caught up to yet. I'm your host, Dr. Maria Rothenberger, a psychotherapist by trade and a reluctant spirit baby communicator. And hey, even though I'm a medium, I'm not buying everything folks are selling. I just have a voracious appetite to know more about what I call the world of the weird. Join us on your favorite podcast platform or watch on YouTube at The Reluctant Medium. I'll see you there. Hey, welcome everyone to another lovely episode of the Reluctant Medium podcast. I'm Dr. Maria Rothenberger, your host for the podcast, and I have another beautiful medium today. It's so fantastic to be with my people.
Your peeps. Yes.
My peeps. Welcome, Barbra Banner, today.
Thank
I
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
being here.
I'm
This is
thrilled.
going to be so cool. We were talking beforehand about how similar some of our story is. We were both doing like mental health stuff and then the pandemic. And yeah, let's get into that. Who are you? What do you do? How did you come to do what you do?
Well, before I was a evidential psychic trance medium, I was, I spent like 40 years in advertising and marketing as, a hot shot there. And I guess I unbeknownst to me, I decided to do a lot of volunteering, and the things that I chose, as sort of weird as they were, ended up being exactly what I needed to have done to do what I'm doing now. So I was also, I guess you could call me a reluctant medium, because I had no idea that I was going to be a medium until the pandemic, like Dr. Maria. Things were flying off shelves. My mother-in-law's picture was jumped off the mantle. Lights were there were orbs in a video that I shot, and they weren't there when I shot it. There was so many things, and the final straw was I went into the bedroom, and the fan was going 100 miles an hour and the light was flashing. There was no light bulb in the fan, by the way. And I screamed to my husband to come. He said, no, you come here. 20 feet away, the fan here was going like a helicopter and flashing lights. I said, oh my gosh. Okay. Spirit is definitely putting out a phone call to me, and I better pick it up, because I don't want to know what they're going to do after this. Things are like already willy-nilly. So at that point, I found a class, Suzanne Giesemann, and 7 months later I hung a shingle. It was very fast. It was very fast, but I found out that that I've been doing it for like 1,000 years. Who knew?
Well, how did you find that out?
Because, as I was doing all this training and mediumship and everything, we practiced with one another, and a lot of the people were also channels. And they all said the same thing. You just hit the ground running because you've been doing this for centuries. And then I found out that I had to tell my mother that I was doing this. I was scared. She was 104. I thought she'd keel right over. And when I told her, I'm a medium now, Mom. I didn't know how to tell you. She goes, your grandmother was dragging me to Madame Verushka and crystal balls and tarot cards and tea. She had a line out the door of neighbors who needed her advice. I said, Mom, you're 104. When were you going to tell me? She goes, yeah. I had no clue
Wow.
except I knew that I was psychic in a lot of things. I did very well on the Oscar tests, like betting on who's going to win. Um, and when I was 13, I said to my friends, because I said, I think I'm a witch. I didn't know
Oh,
what to call it,
wow.
but I knew there was something, and that's it. And nothing until long, far away, like 5 years ago.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when you were 13, you were like, I think I'm a witch. But had you seen, like, a lot of psychic mediums or psychic people will say, well, I saw dead people or I saw these
No, I didn't
orbs or
see
these
dead
things.
people. I did
Okay.
not see my grandmother visited me once, but other than that, it wasn't like I grew up with an imaginary friend or seeing orbs,
Right.
I didn't know. And I didn't know what to call it
Wow.
because I didn't know at 12 or 13 about mediums.
Right.
So I
What?
just said, I think I'm a witch. I don't know. I put some spells on some guys and it yeah with the girlfriends, the Cupid dolls or whatever. So I just knew that I had some power. I didn't know what to do with it or what to call it. So
I was just going to ask what it was that made you say, I think I'm a witch. And it was like voodoo, basically.
well, I wasn't, there was no Santa Maria going on and I had no dead chickens in the back room. Okay, so it wasn't quite that bad, but I just felt psychically I knew what was going to happen with some little things, not
How
Nostradamus,
fascinating.
just little things.
Right. Oh, like like some prophecy-ish stuff. Like you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, or he's going to ask for your number today.
Yeah.
This was middle school, okay? We had a whole different, uh prime background here to deal with, not
Yeah.
so yeah.
No text messaging back
No,
then.
nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just little things that I knew.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's super cool. Okay. And then 5 years ago, now you were doing other work too, working with crisis
Yes.
stuff. And
Yes.
yeah.
I had some really
So-
interesting um volunteer things for, like 3 decades, which I didn't have any idea were the three things I needed to be a medium. I was on a crisis hotline for women for 14 years. And believe me, we had to have training, like a whole summer
oh,
of
yeah.
school and everything. And then I've been at the Cedar Sinai emergency room, a trauma center. And that was for my adrenaline boost. That's why I'm all jacked up all the time. Um, and then I did something that was really scared me. Like I thought, okay, why am I doing this? The city of Los Angeles has a crisis response team. And after all this training about it, I know the difference between deaths from whether you're suicide or run over by a truck, the psyche of all. Anyway, I would be called on to a scene where the police were there and there was a dead body on the scene and the family showed up. So,
Mm,
in order for them to do their job, and keep them away from the coroner and everything, I was there to help the family sort of get through the worst day of their life. And this was
mm.
fresh. This isn't they've had any time to process. This is under
Complete
that
shock.
tarp is yeah. And people would ask me, why did you sign up for that? Because it was like,
Mhm.
Barbara's gone crazy. And I said, because I can do it.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can just compartmentalize or just put it away. And I have a job to do. I cannot get upset, that boy is hanging from a tree. I have work to do.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, the sole focus becomes that
Right.
family and their okayness. I don't wellness is not even a it feels like that wouldn't even be a thing there.
Shock.
It's
They
like
haven't
let's
even,
just yeah,
yeah, it's just shock. It's just
just being
shock.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you come across souls on the other side that
No, when I
that
started the crisis response team, I wasn't a medium yet. I mean, we had to stop for a little while because we couldn't go out, leave the house.
Right.
So I was not a medium. I did see some orbs once. Um, and so, and after I became one, there's no way they were going to let me say, look, your son is just wants to say hi. I couldn't. That was it. No, I would have been fired as a volunteer. That's not something you want on your resume.
Hmm.
So it was completely different. Yeah, I kept it apart.
Yeah, speaking of compartmentalized, right? Like, nope, that's over here.
Yes. Keep it
Yeah.
away.
So what was it? What was the thing that you're like, oh shit, I'm a psychic medium? What happened?
What happened was I had never meditated on my first class. I mean, I didn't even know how to meditate. Um, and the first time I tried, I saw my father and, some other things like looking over like there's a wall, like looking at me. And I thought, well, that's fast. This is not going to be hard. Um, and then my first practice with somebody, I said, do you know a guy named Thomas with a white dog? She said, yeah. So I thought, okay, this is not, I'm meant to do this. I mean, it was just, everything was so fast.
Wow, that is really fast. Unlike me, that's like 8 years before I'll do anything with it. You're like, well, I've been doing this for 1,000 years, so
1,000 years.
done.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm moving on. So this happened during the pandemic
yes.
that you
Like
began
right at the beginning
meditating.
of the pandemic. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I had all
And
this
now,
time to practice and take classes and as I think I mentioned that maybe spirit did this to calm everybody down and get a lot of people who had nothing better to do, who had some juju, get them going, bring out a whole new crop of mediums and psychics and healers.
a whole new crop.
Crop.
I think it's interesting too. It feels like, well, I mean, it's your story and my story, but it's like it feels like there are just these folks who already have this skill just sort of lying in wait and are being introduced or open to it because of the pandemic, but certainly other things. It's like when there's space created, then the stuff comes up. It's like,
Right.
oh, now we need to be looked at here.
And I was
That,
wondering why I was so old to start this. And I heard that when your soul is ready, that's when you'll
yeah,
start. So
yeah, yeah,
that's it.
yeah, I know. Well, and I don't think it's like interesting. You don't feel old, right? Your
No, in
energy is
fact,
a
they
lot.
say that if you find your purpose in life, so you better get on it, lady, that you stop aging and that you don't get sick. I mean, you just don't get
Oh,
sick.
see,
Of course there's, there's free will. So if you're going to smoke and drink every night, you're going to get sick.
kind of an issue.
Kind of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or eat poorly or whatever.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Now that is fascinating because I was prompted for years to start paying attention to my body more because I was like, it's all mental health. Mental health affects everything. And I was prompted, I would do a psychic reading for myself. It was like fun. This is fun. Ha ha ha.
Uh-huh.
It's all freaking true. All of it. It's like pay attention to your diet. You have to move your body more, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I started doing that, boom, psychic stuff. Just medium, just
See? You
here it
opened
is,
right up.
right here. And meditation for sure. Um,
Meditation. I do it
wow.
every night. You have to. If people want to know how can I get
It's
closer,
huge.
I say you have to meditate, and nobody wants to hear that. They don't want to hear it.
No,
They don't want
it's
to do it. They don't have
boring.
time. I say you do it at night when you are get into bed, and you don't have to worry about picking up the donuts or grabbing your kid. Just you're half asleep anyway. That's where you want to be. You just got to go a
Yeah.
little deeper, and you
Yeah.
always have time. So
Yep.
no
You
more
do.
excuses, okay? I don't take any excuses from
None.
anybody when they say that.
That's true. Of course, now if you're talking to somebody like me who's like, now I'm talking to dead people, how do I make it stop? I'm going to stop meditating. I'm done.
Oh,
Cutting it off.
well,
Just
they
kidding.
come to me in the middle of the night, even if I didn't meditate, because the veil is supposed to be thinner, like at 3 to 4 a.m. So sometimes I'll have
Supposedly, yeah.
yeah. I had a guy come at 3. When I read his wife, she was like the ultimate skeptic. I wanted to just smack her. Um, so and she didn't believe anything I said. And he came and showed me half a toasted bagel scooped out. And so I let her know that that's what he came, and she said, "Great. Okay, only like 5 million women scoop out their bagel. Yeah, you're great." 4 days later, I get a call from her. You're not going to believe this. She said, "I went to visit with my daughter, his parents, the husband who committed suicide." And the father said, "I invented a product." And he goes, "I'm going to show you I have a little sampled kind of thing. I'm going to show you the prototype." She goes, "Okay." He said, "Do you know what it is?" She said, "I have no idea." He said, "It's a bagel scooper." Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
she fell over, the parents
Come
fell
on.
over. And so I know when they come in the middle of the night, it's good. It's the good stuff.
It
And I
is
just
the
get
good
up.
stuff.
And if I have to go into the other room and put on my phone and just do a trance message, I'll do it because I just
Yeah.
know I'm half asleep anyway. So
Yeah, I don't know. There is something about that. I feel more that I'm more receptive at that time. This happened. I have a question for you. Oh, that maybe you can help me with. Um, okay, just the umbrella first. The
okay,
clairs, right? So like, how do you sense
I
the other
see,
side?
I
Hmm.
hear, I
Hmm.
feel, I can repeat their words, and they make me do movements, so I tell the clients, and this is all how I also start it to see if they want a sense of humor or they don't. Because I say, after I say, and they make me do things with my body, I'll say, "So if I bust into the twerk, please don't call 911. This is not a medical emergency." And if they just sit there, I said, "Okay, this is going to be
Never mind.
very serious." Right. So that's how I start into it. And either there's some more fun
Yeah.
things to just raise, I don't want to raise the roof. I just want to raise the vibration. And it'll
Yeah.
be a better reading.
It's true. There have been times when people have been like, "Oh my God," and you look just like that person right now. I'm like, "What?" Yeah, you look like Mr. So and so. No, not, I'm just kidding. But there's like behavior mannerisms that they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, that's exactly what they would do." Okay, so here's where I'm leading with this. So those are for folks who don't know or this is the first time you're hearing about this. Those are called the clairs, clairvoyant, clairaudience, like
Yeah.
clear seeing, clear hearing, French words.
I don't
Okay,
smell. I got
okay.
beef brisket once, but that was, around a Jewish holiday, and it could have been the neighbor. I don't know, but that's the only smell I ever got.
Oh, I love that you just said that because that's a beautiful piece of evidence around psychic mediums being discerning still, right? It's not like we're like, oh, we believe everything that comes with. No, there's still discernment that comes, right? Like the beef brisket may have been from next door, the neighbor. Don't,
Yeah. But then we're told we have to trust.
yes,
So
yes.
it's like which way do you go?
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll say for me how it is. When there's no emotion attached to it, I know that it's real. It's Maria is over here. There's no ego, there's no emotion tied to it. It's just like scooped out bagel,
Right,
beef
right.
brisket. There's no emotion. Um so I
The thing
yeah,
is,
that's
if somebody doesn't believe, I always say, we're used to saying, seeing is believing. Well, that's for the humans, but if you want to really understand and feel spirit, it's believing is seeing. If you don't
that is
believe it, you're
correct.
going to see. I had a lady the other day, I said, "I see butterflies as a sign from your husband." And she said, "I don't know." And she said, "Oh, well, my husband just my brother told me that there's been butterflies flying all around me." And I finally looked around. Yeah, there are a lot of butterflies. She said, "But I think it's butterfly migration season." I said, "You talked yourself out of this beautiful symbol that he's sending you, and he was going around her in circles, and you thought it was the migration season." I said, "That's going to go in one of my videos because that is a killer." So that's what people do, and they say, "I don't have any signs." Well, because you've
It's
shooed them
true.
all away.
Yes. And they're trying to like be right in front of you and be
I know.
obvious.
They're
Those
throwing
are the
stuff.
signs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're twirling fans and
Yeah,
blinking lights that have no light bulbs. Like that they're
exactly.
doing this stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, so then my question for you is do I'm focusing on clear audience, right? Clear hearing. When you hear things, is it inside your awareness or is it outside? Do you hear things outside with your
It's in my
ears?
head.
Okay.
Like I'll hear
Yeah.
somebody at the end of a message I'm giving them that I'm doing in trance, and I'll hear a guy say, "And take your shoes off before you come in the house." And it sort of wakes me up because that has nothing to do with this flowery, beautiful thing that their grandfather, and they're just cracking up. She said we couldn't get a co in the house without taking out our shoes. He was crazy about that. So it's like just say it, just
Yes.
trust it.
It's true. You have to just say it. Yeah. Okay. So my question is, I have had a couple of experiences. One of them was at 4:44 in the morning where I heard with my ears something that couldn't have been possible.
Okay.
I heard in my bedroom my a piano playing, a piano. And there's no piano in my bedroom. I thought maybe it's my cat walking on my piano out or a keyboard out in the living room. Well, A, it wasn't on. It's an electric. B, it was ding, 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 which is not what you hear with a cat walking on it. It's bong,
Right.
bong, bong, right? So I thought maybe it's my partner's phone. He had like a piano. He recorded. Nope. He's like, I have not recorded anything. Like he's a drummer. Like I'm not going to play
Okay.
the piano. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. It doesn't make sense, but I heard it with my ears.
And
And
who in your
so
family plays the piano?
that was my question. My Opa, my dad's dad, my Opa,
Your grandfather. I got
my
goosebumps. When
grandfather.
I get goosebumps, that's a yes. That is a
Yeah.
an exclamation point. So that was
Confirmation.
him. Yeah, confirmation. That was him. Just visiting you in a beautiful way. And he probably didn't want to scare the hell out of you and just,
As I said,
uh,
all right, who's here? And Opa came to mind. And I'm like, why are you here? Silence. Nothing. Nothing. I got
so
maybe,
because you said who's here, Opa, the first thing that comes into your mind is the answer.
okay.
That's what I
Aha.
believe. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. 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 Do you find that it's hard to read for yourself?
Oh gosh, I don't read for myself. Whenever I was
Aha.
in training, it's too you don't I do hear things my father will tell me or my mother will if I'm doing a meditation, my mom will grab me and go walking down a lane with me or something. But most mediums, they just go to another medium and they'll say,
Yeah.
"Ah, your mom's here." Well, let's talk. So, but if I do that, I don't trust myself that I things that I know,
Interesting.
and of course we use our
Yeah.
imagine we think it's our imagination, but that's how we communicate anyway. So we have
Yeah.
to use our
I know.
imagination.
Please pull in the imagination. Yes. Yes. I was really curious about that. Well, here's my example. There's an emotion tied to it. Like, oh my God, my Opa's here. What? And then all of a sudden I get nothing because I don't know. It's maybe I'm too emotional or something. But I'm curious about that, but I heard it outside of my head, which is not usual. That's the second time that has happened in a couple of weeks. This just happened literally days ago.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? What's the veil thinner at spooky season? I don't know, but that's never happened to
Well,
me.
it's it should happen more to you, and just believe it. Okay, just believe it.
I'm just gonna.
If there's no other explanation, if the person who lives
No.
below you does not have a piano,
Mm-mm.
if you listen out the window, it's not come. It's and it reminds you of your grandfather, and your grandfather popped into your head. Then go with it, enjoy it,
Yeah.
go for the ride.
Yeah.
What bad could come with it?
Yeah. There's no bad for
Right.
sure. There's no bad for sure. I think he might be trying to teach me a little piano from the other side.
Oh,
you know?
okay. All
I don't
right.
know.
And I always tell
But
clients, if you hear a song that your loved one loved, or that meant something to you, the minute you get a chance, please Google the lyrics, because there's a message in there. There's a message for us everywhere. If you woke up at
Agreed.
4:15, when I wake up in the middle of the night, which is all the time now, I just put in like 326 into Google and put 326 angel number. There's a whole message for me, and it's dealing with the whole reason that I can't go back to sleep. So enjoy it, just read it, and then you won't, okay, so everything's going to be fine. And I'm going to get that.
Yep. For me, it was 444, and I keep seeing repetitive numbers. There's something happening.
It doesn't even have to be repetitive. I didn't learn that until until like 8 months ago, that it's any number, because each number has its own meaning, and Google puts it together for you. So
I know, good old Google. Something, again, we didn't have in middle school.
I also have ChatGPT pull tarot cards, and it's
I love ChatGPT for that.
Unbelievable what we get.
So accurate. Yeah. It's really good.
My daughter said, because she's like a therapist for kids, when her therapist is at AWOL, she'll go in, she'll ask, what's on her mind, and they'll give her really, really good advice.
It's fascinating, actually. Really
good. Free.
Yeah. And it's free. Yes. Okay. Now, in your work, I just want to know first, in your experience, the difference between, or are they similar, mediumship, trance mediumship?
Okay, big difference. Mediumship is I'm awake. Okay, I'm not like out of it. I'm living it. Whatever they show me or I hear or whatever, I'm just like, my eyes could be open, whatever. And I'm just telling them what I'm getting. And I do get a lot of feeling. So a lot of times I'll tell them how, like, your son was feeling right before he died, or things that they don't know, that aren't like, they know he took drugs, but there's things that they don't know that they want to know. A lot of times I'll just tell them something. I'll say, do you have any questions? She goes, he already answered it. So they answer the questions before they even ask them, because they know what the questions are. So that's like mediumship. And I'll see them, eating a banana or whatever. In trance, I'm out of it. I mean, I could even go deeper, but that takes time. So I like to see myself just doing something else along the side. They don't need me. Spirit does not need me. Nobody's coming to hear what I have to say. Okay. They want to know what Spirit has to say. So I wait for this, I just get into a really deep kind of altered state. And then sometimes they keep saying to me the first words to get me started, and then they just take over. And at the end, I usually don't know what I said. So I usually say, I hope that resonated, and they'll go, so much. And sometimes I'll remember a word or two or a phrase if they stick something like, take your shoes off before you get in the house.
Yeah.
Those kind of things that sometimes stick out at me. But usually I just I don't have to remember. It just has to mean something to them.
Okay, quick pause, my friends. Have you ever listened to this show and thought, wow, I wish I could crawl deeper into the woo-woo rabbit hole with Dr. Maria? Then congrats, your moment has arrived. The Reluctant Medium Patreon is where all the good cosmic content goes. We're talking Tarot Tuesdays with things like weekly spreads, mini readings, and the tea behind the cards. Thin Veil Thursdays, where we deliver channeled messages or mediumship musings, and the occasional spirit side-eye. Moon Magic Mondays, with forecasts, rituals, and hey, don't blame me, blame the lunar cycle energy updates. And Spirit Baby Extras, channelings, Q&As, and tender support for folks connecting beyond the veil. Plus, printable goodies, bonus videos, and the kind of community vibe that feels like a cosmic group hug. If you've ever gotten something from this show, a laugh, a message, a moment of clarity, Patreon is how you support the magic while getting even more of it. So scoot on over to patreon.com/thereluctantmedium and join us. It's cozy, it's magical, and honestly, you belong there. See you over there.
And is there a reason why folks would choose a trance mediumship session over regular mediumship?
Well, I only do a trance message at the end because it is such an energy suck. And it's like I have to go like lay down, I have to like put on some comedy or something to snap myself out of it, because it really makes me tired. So, but it shouldn't. And my mediumship mentor, Nico the Medium in Greece, he says he could do it all day, but he's written 4 books, so I haven't written anything. So he's a master. If you need a medium, if you need a trance person on here, he'd love to show you what trance is, and they're out of it. You can ask
really
them
cool
questions. Okay, I get him more.
That's
podcasts,
really cool.
Yeah.
You're like his PR person.
I am. I'm out there, and so in trance, it's really I can't take any I can't take any credit for it because it's really spirit just pulling through me, just using me as a vessel.
How'd you know you could do that?
Well, first of all, when I went to Arthur Finley, one of the sessions, you can do a little class. They'll give you a class on this or that or psychic or what, and one of them is trance. And I was working with the teacher, and I didn't want to let go. I couldn't even be hypnotized. I was so in control that there's no way you could have like gotten me under. And so she said, every time you were about to go under, you move you sit up in the chair. She said, trance is not for you. You're never going to be able to do it. So I want to like give her a hello. I really worked hard at it to overcome my fear because I thought it was a little freaky, okay, to be honest, because I didn't know.
It is.
It's a little freaky. But yeah, so I overcame that, and I had to work hard at it. I had to have my guides in my mind come and get me and take me over the chasm that was in Indiana Jones movie.
Oh,
I mean, I get a lot of movie stuff that, and they pulled me over it. And after they did the first time, I was okay, but I needed a lot of help. It took a village, literally.
This is cool. You've done a lot of training and you're certified. Like, I don't know if folks know that mediums can get certified.
Yes, right. I'm certified with helping parents heal who work with people who've lost a child. And it's an international organization. It's like one of the most respected, and they can take you from every stage of grief, from right when it happens, and people are friends for the rest of their lives. And in a community where everyone understands everybody. I'm getting goosebumps on that. So Spirit wants me to plug helping parents heal. And it's not easy to pass. I didn't pass the first time. I'm very open about that. I had test anxiety. I didn't have ChatGPT then, or I could have worked through it. And then Certified Mediums by Mark Ireland, who was a co-founder of Helping Parents.
Yes.
And now, like Suzanne Giesemann sends her people who don't want to wait 6 years for a reading to Certified Mediums, and people can book me through there or through my website. But people it has a very good reputation because it's the same.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, I've actually considered connecting with them because I specialize in spirit baby work, right? And so these are folks who have lost their babies. Yeah, or they're trying to bring another soul earthside. So that is like,
how do you read a baby? I'm here for a reason. How, when somebody comes with a baby they lost, 2 months later, can I give a reading? What am I supposed to talk about?
Yeah. Oh gosh. So babies for me show up in a specific realm, so to speak. It's hard to describe, and I don't know if this is how it is for you. I'm curious how it works for you. Souls for me show up in different areas of my awareness. So loved ones, ancestors, that kind of thing, they always show up on the left corner. Guides show up right in front of me, angels in front but above. Other deities like Mother Mary will show up, Mary Magdalene, they'll show up over on my right. Spirit babies are always right here, and they have a different vibration. They're just pure, and they just feel light and like all is well with the world, all is right with the world. And so babies will, they feel almost in between an animal purity and a human, like a grown up. They're just this really pristine, beautiful, pure energy. And when I connect with folks who have lost a baby, I tune into that spirit baby realm. I call it in specifically. And so then here they are, they show up and they'll talk to me about their experience, why that had to happen, what was the result of that, whether or not they're coming back. It's rich, deep information that this is where I struggle not calling this kind of work healing. Because as you know,
Of
it's
course it is.
so healing for people. Yeah.
Because they don't know, they spend their lives wondering, did she did this, did what, and why should they? Why should they
Yeah.
wonder?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And so it gives a sense of peace, a sense of hope. And what's more healing than that, right? It's just so,
Do they ever
I
come
feel very lucky.
older? Do they ever?
Absolutely.
Because I get
Absolutely.
people who come younger, and I said a lot of times children of, your son may have passed when he was like 25, but he may come at 5 because they want you to remember him the way they were when they were free of any problems, and the world was just rainbows and
Yeah.
lollipops. And then I move them up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes babies will show up like a spirit baby, like a soul who's waiting to incarnate for this family. They'll show up as a grown person, like
Wow.
a past life, even. It just depends. And sometimes Earthside children who are nonverbal, like an infant, will show up for me as an adult. It's interesting when you're, accessing higher selves.
Well, you
So,
seem like you travel in a very, high level group there with, Mother Mary and everything else, and everyone else.
oh, they grace me with their presence. I'm like, who the hell? Come on, here right now. Mother Mary is my absolute favorite. I've never been religious ever. I don't know why she shows up for me, but she is incredible energy. I suspect it's because of the babies. So yeah, and I'm curious about that for you, and it's useful for other people to know too. Do souls show up? First of all, do you connect with other souls other than loved ones? Like, guides? You've mentioned spirit guides, angels. Do you connect with other kinds of souls?
I didn't really know much about angels, and I've been dabbling, and I haven't read an angel, but I have a little thing that I do before I start meditating. I say hello to God. I climb up and give him a hug. I wrestle on the floor with my my wolf and a tiger, which are some spirit animals. Then I go give the angels a big hug, and sometimes they'll be goofy and we'll dance around. And then I go say hello to all my spirit guides, and then we all get together and we get to the higher self. And as soon as the explosion happens of light, then I'm ready to go. So I do
Oh
that
my
before
God, I
every
love
reading.
this.
I want to give everybody some props.
Yes.
Gratitude. Yeah.
It's a team.
It's a team. I couldn't do this. If they just sent me out there, I would just be blabbering, I wouldn't know what to say. Do it on
I
my own.
know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yes, thank goodness for them. Thank goodness for them. Right. And how do they, so your awareness is up with them. Do souls show up for you? Like for me, I have very particular areas. Do they show up for you like that, or no, they're just kind of present?
What do you mean? The loved
Like,
ones of the clients?
or angels or your guides or whatever. Like I said, the angels show up for me up in front of me, but higher,
Oh,
and
well,
guides right in front.
I would prefer well, the other day one of my clients wanted to get with her spirit one of her spirit guides, which I introduced her to because she couldn't. And she tried on her own and she tried on her own. I said, "Okay, here, just do it. Just I'm going to give you a meditation." And I said, "He's right here. He's got the curly hair. He's holding your hand. He's saying, 'Come with me.' And this is what he's doing. He's wearing a hat now. Do you feel it?" And he's touching your shoulder. And she went along with the whole thing. She said, "I felt everything. I finally felt what he felt like, what kind of
Wow.
energy." Now, I had never even tried to conjure up a guide until someone said, "Can you do my guide? Can you tell me my guide?" I said, "I've never done it before." I said, "But you know what? What can happen? Let me try." And so I said, "All right. If your guide looks like SpongeBob, he's yellow, he's got googly eyes, he is bouncing off the walls, he is now on a bucking bronco, I've got him." She said, "That's him." Okay.
Get the
I
hell out of
swear.
here.
I said, "Okay, well, I am just going to try anything anyone tells me."
You can't make that
You
up.
cannot make this stuff up. I always say that in my readings. You cannot make this up. How can
You
you make it up?
can't.
I can't even think. I'm not even that smart that I could do that or
No,
that
no,
inventive.
no, no. You're not traveling across the country to go dig through somebody's trash to figure out that they like SpongeBob.
How do you think? But what's funny is I am shocked. I mean, it's like I get so shocked when the client gets shocked.
I do
It just
too. I do
it's
too.
so much fun. It's like, what? This is what I'm here for. Let's bring up jack everybody up because life is, there's joy
Yeah.
there. Let's get to it.
There's so much joy, isn't there?
And it's so hard
So
to get
much.
people who've lost somebody recently to
Absolutely.
feel that there's ever going to be joy again. And
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
what we're there for, to give them
Yeah.
hope that
Yeah.
they are not alone.
Yeah. And they can, I, although going to a medium is so healing and wonderful, folks can get this information on their own. I feel like there was somebody, like a family that was connected to helping parents heal, where the mother, they lost their son. I believe he's in his 20s, and she just said, I just want to know that he didn't experience any pain. And they went to, it was around the holidays, and they went to a tree farm to get a Christmas tree. And they're leaving the tree farm, and up the road in this remote area where they're chopping down their own tree, up the road comes like a taxi cab with one of those signs on top. You know how they have those signs that
Yeah.
said no pain? It said no pain.
Wow. Yes, that's what spirit can do.
Isn't that
That's what
amazing?
spirit can do. And that is, I got goosebumps on just on that. It's just
It's
so
crazy. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And
That's
that
what
didn't
I
require a
do.
medium.
That's what I do with the little exercise that I do for your people at the end, so that they can understand that as well. Um,
Oh,
Spirit, they only
yeah.
want to help us and make us feel better.
They
Um,
do.
and
They do.
I believe you shouldn't have to spend a lot of money and go to a medium.
Yeah.
Um, that there are ways that you can know on your own. I can't bring them back, but we can bring them closer, and that's what I try
Yeah.
to do. And
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. What's the thing that you do at the end?
well, it's not the end. Can you like hold on to your hat, or what
Oh,
do you want me to?
Oh, we're doing that today? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
well,
great.
it just takes like 3 minutes, and I want to show you some of
Great.
the things that people got that you will just blow you away.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, yes, I'd love to. Okay, so one more question around your connection to the other side. I am curious what if there is anything, like you said there, when my clients get shocked, I get shocked. Is there anything that you can think of, and maybe not, but is there anything that you can think of that tested what you believe to be true? It's like my mom being Catholic and me saying, well, XYZ. And she goes, that's, oh my God, that's right. I, I can't believe that's correct. Has spirit ever tested you in that way? Like,
So I'm not quite tested me, or like what was?
like
Give me your example.
giving you information that shocked you to the point of like, oh my God, that's right. That's right.
Well,
Um,
I've gotten a lot of information that shocked me, but I don't know if
oh,
it shocked me, and it shocked the. I'll just give you one. I have a client who
right.
comes every year when her husband on the angel day of her
Mm.
husband, and she is insecure in the way that she always wants to test me because she'll say, I don't feel
Ah,
him. You keep telling me he's around me. I don't feel him for 6 months. Is he with another woman on the other side? And she goes, I said, stop testing me. I tell you this every year for the last 5 years. She doesn't listen to me. She said, if he's really around, he will know what show I binge watched during the pandemic. Now, if you think I could have snapped that out of thin air, I couldn't. But he told me, he said it's Outlander. Okay. And I said Outlander. And she said, that's it. Yeah. Okay. I believe he's there. All right. I feel so much better. But I do tell people who try to test me, listen,
yeah.
Spirit's going to give you what you need to know today. Not always what you want to know. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
don't ask me for you know, your little nickname when you were 2. Okay. But, or the lottery numbers. But so
Ah,
things like that shocked me. Um,
yeah,
those kind of things happen, but not every day. All right.
they do. They do.
And I think here's one other one that I just couldn't believe. The spirit is so interesting. Um, I like to do uh, I like to have the client ask a question to spirit, but I don't want to know what the question is because I want to
Uh-huh.
keep my head out of it. If I
Yeah,
don't know,
right.
I can't guess, or you know what I mean? I don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
So I said, just ask them a question, not a yes or no. Uh, this was a yes or no. But anyway, and I'll tell you what they show me. So I said, tell me when you're done. She goes, we've asked. We've asked him. It was a husband and wife. I said, all right, here's what he's showing me. And it's really freaky. I said, your son is scrunched into a glass jar like you would find on, Frankenstein's, uh, you know,
Oh,
uh, table or something. It's like he's all crunched in there. I said, does this have anything to do with your question? She says, no, that has nothing to do with it. I said, well, what was your question? She goes, well, my husband and I, there was my son's favorite band was playing, and we wanted to go, and he didn't live long enough to see them. So we put all of his ashes in a glass jar and brought it to the event so we could
come
scatter
on.
them around, and that we want to know if he made it there. I said, so okay, let me get this straight. You didn't understand your son showing me he was in a glass jar, and you telling me you brought him in a glass jar to the concert. She goes, oh,
Oh,
I get
hey,
it. So he was there. What are you going to do?
I know.
You just got to laugh. You can't make this
Yeah,
stuff up.
that's an example of like it's right there in
It's
front of
right
you. No, it's
there.
not.
one other really funny one, if you have a second.
Yes.
Doing this question thing, and so the girl asked her father a question, and I said, okay, I don't know what it is. I see your father in the back of a little rowboat. They like to give me a little prop, and you're in the front rowing, and he's just showing you he's right behind you, just giving you all the support that you want. And I said, but there's a guy in between you. And I said, uh-oh, your father just stood up and he grabbed the guy and he threw him into the water. And he said, let's go. We are not picking him up. Come on. I said, what question did you ask your dad? She said, what do you think of my new boyfriend? You can't make this stuff up. I get, and we are just all hysterical when we find out these things. I love that one. I do.
That's hysterical. It is. It is. And sometimes
then you get so much about the loved one. He's had a great sense of humor, and
yes.
It tells you so much about what they do. There's always a reason for something.
I know there is. And I actually really love it when something doesn't connect for somebody and then it does later and you get an email or a call.
That happens.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, duh.
Right. Or I'll tell them something and they don't know at the time. So now I don't let them say, if I say something, I said, if you don't understand it, just say, I don't understand that now. Okay. Because a lot of times they'll go home and ask their mother, did Uncle Ed really have, 4 toes? And she'll go, yeah. So, she didn't know, and that was okay. So you want me to do the little exercise? Okay. So, at the end, I always tell Spirit, I said, I'm going to let you know yourself that you can get close to them and you can know that they're around you, and feel them. I said, I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to ask you something, and give me the first thing. 1, 2, 3. What is the first thing that comes into your mind that's like a thing or a symbol or an item? 1, 2, 3. What is it? Right now. Tell me. Right now.
Tell you? Oh, okay. A lollipop.
A lollipop. Okay. I said within the next several days, you're going to see a lollipop. It's going to come in some form, and it's not going to be, oh, you went down the aisle in the supermarket and you saw a lollipop. It's going to be where you least expect it. I mean, you could sit on a bus and then get up and a lollipop is stuck on your butt. Okay. Fantastic. It's where you don't know. So I did this on another podcast, and 2 days later, the host emails me. She goes, you didn't know this, but I played along too, because I didn't ask her to play along.
Okay.
And she said, and I got an elephant. And she thought, elephant. Okay. When am I going to find an elephant? Anyway, you can't, it has to be the first thing, because that's what Spirit put into your head, because he knows when and where you're going to see it. If you wait a few minutes or a few seconds, your mind is going to say, oh, I can do better than what I just thought of. Okay. She sends me this. She said, a couple days later, I took my son to a mini golf place that we just had passed. She said, and on the there was an elephant hole that my son had to go through.
For folks who are not able to watch, so you're just listening, this is a mini golf, like green felt, and at the very end of this,
it's got to be a 15, 20-foot giant paper mache elephant. Okay.
Yeah, huge.
Can't make that up. I should do a show. You can't make this up, because I could. Okay.
Can't.
A lot of people, they always say, they say a heart or love or something. So I have a great Italian girl who I took on the little trip to meet her guide, and she said, a heart. So she sent me several things which are crazy. In her spoon at the last of her cereal was a little heart-shaped piece of bran flake or something. Okay.
Wow.
And she took a walk, and on the walk, she had a beautiful heart-shaped leaf.
Goodness.
And then this one, she's Italian. This is so hysterical. She put her fork into her bowl of pasta.
What?
So these are things that you don't expect to see at a place you don't expect to see it.
And how does that shape pasta make a heart? Like it just does.
Pieces that were broken just all seem to conglomerate. Okay, this is also super freaky. Someone lost their husband, and 2 days later, she wanted to send me a picture of him. When I asked her what's in your mind? 1, 2, 3, boom, a wrench, because he liked to fix cars. She said, and I cut off his head just for privacy. Okay,
sure.
She said, I was sending you this, and there was like, a band where there was like a Google logo kind of thing. She says, look at the G in the Google logo. So I blew it up.
Out of here. Stop it.
Have you ever seen anything coming out of a brand logo like that?
No.
Never.
No. It's a wrench coming out of the G.
This is how they can do it. Another woman, she said, my son and I used to just sit and watch the stars together outside. I said, okay, 1, 2, 3, what do you want? What is the item? She goes, like a starship, or, And so she sends me just the next day. She happened to walk outside, and there's like a Halley's Comet kind of thing in the sky.
Oh my God.
That exact second. This is synchronicity. This one is really beautiful. So I asked a woman from, I believe, Helping Parents Heal.
I have to plug in my computer. Sorry.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Say that again.
I asked a woman from Helping Parents Heal to come up with a question that I can answer for her without knowing the question. So I said, okay, well, I see your son riding in heaven on a giant butterfly, like dipping and having the best time. He is having a ball riding this butterfly. She sends me a picture. She said, a few days ago, I bought a book to read to his younger sister about death when, like, your brother dies. And in it was a page that showed a little boy riding on the back of a butterfly in heaven. I said, what was your question? She said, what are you doing in heaven right now?
Oh my God. I want to cry.
I know. This is like unbelievable.
You can't.
You can't. You just can't.
And how healing is that?
Oh my gosh. For them to know that their son is having a great time, and he knows that that was the question in her mind, and that he's around her. How much more healing do you want out of a session?
That's it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Barbara, how can people find you?
You have to report back to me.
Oh, I will.
On the
I'll be sending you photos. I will. It's the first thing. And it's one of those big ones, the spiral ones.
Big one.
Rainbow.
Something about a lollipop. It may not be that exact lollipop, but you're going to know right away that that's the sign. It can even be on a license plate. Some people, it had a license plate in front of them that said lollipop or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Or it could be a van that says balloons and lollipops. Acme, you know what I mean? It's something that is for you.
It's going to show up, and I'll be sending you a photo. So expect an email in a few days.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I will have a follow-up to this podcast episode too, because that will happen before I air this. So folks, listeners or watchers are going to get that information too. So
that's right. It's a two-parter or a little, and you'll tell them, stay tuned for the next one so you can see what happened to me.
That's right. Thank you so much, Barbara. Really appreciate you. Where can people find you?
Everything you need to know is on bannermedium.com. Very easy.
There we go.
And you
bannermedium.com.
can book there. You can see some little video clips. You can click on, TikTok or whatever links. And I post little cute little snippets of little things, like the things that I told you, that are just like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened.
So great. Yeah. Wonderful. I can't wait to send you my email and photo.
Me too. Me too.
Great. Thanks so much, Barbara.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot.
Thank you for joining the Reluctant Medium podcast today. I hope that this episode has brought you beautiful, high vibration, and that it continues emanating from your heart space for the rest of the day and beyond. Don't forget to join The Reluctant Medium on patreon.com, and you can also visit thereluctantmedium.us and the Reluctant Medium TV show on newrealitytv.com. Until next time, my friend, may you be well.